Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 1 of the Geekcast Presents. Tonight, we are going to be playing the first session of Monster Hunters Incorporated. I am the Dungeon Master, Slim Jim, and I'm joined here by 4 out of the prospective 6 members of the party. Because we're all working adults, our schedules are a little unreliable, so different cast members will be popping in and out over the duration of the adventure. Rather than bore you with a lot of details, we're just going to jump right in. So our last session found our heroes, our introductory session, which we did not record live, found our heroes entering the town of Oakhurst on the advice of a mysterious man that they met on a caravan. When they came to Oakhurst, they found it was on Midsummer's Day, and they found the town in a state of excitement, which was uncharacteristic for a town this size. It turns out that a party of goblins comes to sell some mysterious fruit, which supposedly grants people some long life and vitality. When we ended our session, the goblins were just beginning to filter into town, and everybody was gathering around the well. So we left our heroes standing outside the crowd trying to figure out what exactly was going wrong. So I will, at this point, turn this over to the party, and they can go ahead and discuss this. You guys can go ahead and discuss this amongst yourselves, try to talk to people in the crowd, and sit and listen to the goblins' presentation if you want.
All right, lads. What's the plan?
We will hear what the little ones have to say.
You want to listen to the goblins? Are you mad?
No, I am bored.
What's the worst that could happen? Let's go check it out.
The goblins are the worst of the worst. They're not sending us their best people, all right? They're criminals. They're rapists.
You mortals are all tiny and small.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. We should build a wall and make the goblins pay for it.
Oh, let's go check it out. Worst case scenario, we just vaporize them and we good to go.
Be on your guard. The goblins can't be trusted.
We proceed to where the goblins are.
So the goblins are kind of already coming to you. As they walk up, a couple of them throw some planks over the well, and one of them climbs up on top of it. And in his high-pitched little goblin voice, he yells out to the rest of the crowd, "Greetings!" And everybody cheers. And he launches into his little pitch about how they have brought the apple that everyone has been waiting for, the apple of long life and vitality, and one lucky townsperson will win the apple. And everybody cheers and cheers and cheers and cheers and cheers until he holds up a hand. Everybody gets quiet. And he says, "We will start the bidding at 5 gold pieces." And the crowd begins, raising their hands, and the bets quickly shoot up to about 20 gold pieces. And then, they start going up in increments of 2s or 3s. And at this point, if you guys want to enter into the auction, try and buy the apple, you can. If not, you can just remain quiet and see what happens.
I would prefer to intimidate them.
Okay. First off, why don't you go ahead and describe what the goblin is seeing when he looks at you and how you're going to attempt to intimidate him.
The goblin sees a nearly featureless white mask over a man in a padded robe, 6 feet tall, so fair bit larger than the goblin. I imagine they're well below eye level.
Well, standing on the well, they're just above eye level. The well is about 4.5 feet high, and then it doesn't have like a roof like a classic one would have, but it does have like a pulley for a rope that kind of sticks up at an odd angle, almost like a mailbox mount would have. So when he gets the planks on there, he's about 4 feet, and then like the little 3.5 foot goblin, he's almost 8 feet up in the air, the tip of his head.
Let's see. Is there anything nearby to stand on?
There's dozens of crates and sacks, maybe a large rock or two, but it doesn't look like you'll be able to move them easily.
Are they near enough the well that can see me well enough?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you are in the center of town right now.
Then yes, I will get on. I'll get on one of these boxes or rocks, whichever is nearest by.
Okay. What were you going to say there, Fenrir?
I was going to ask if I could do a strength check and give him a boost.
Give him a boost where?
Yes, can one of them simply hold me up?
If he could literally just stand on my shoulders.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we do a chicken fight with the goblins?
Well, yeah, you can go ahead and do that. Let's open this up. What the hey? All right.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and do that. Sam or Fenrir, I want you to go ahead and give me a strength check, and
coming right up.
Mysterious Stranger, I want you to go ahead and give me. Let's see here. Go ahead and do a balance check. Or if you would rather just give me a regular dexterity check, if you don't have any ranks in balance.
Yeah, it'll be +0 either way. So, get that die.
The strength check has recruited a 15.
You rolled a 15 on that?
And I a 10.
Yes, sir.
All right, so Fenrir, you are able to successfully pick up the Mysterious Stranger, and Mysterious Stranger does not lose his balance when that happens. So with the crowd, it looks as though from the goblin's vantage, because the crowd is kind of thick around where you're standing, it looks as though the Mysterious Stranger suddenly grows about 3 feet, or he shoots up in the air and starts hovering. Either conclusion is not really that appealing to the goblins. Go ahead and give me an intimidate check.
Yes, this was the plan.
And while you're giving that check, I want to give a hello and welcome to Bootsy. We'll be getting you an icon here in just a minute.
All right. So that.
Awesome. Can you guys hear me?
We can.
Awesome.
What the fuck?
Alright.
Keep rolling 10s, but I had a +2.
We're rolling the standard D20, right?
Say that again. I'm sorry, you're coming through a little quietly.
Oh, are we still rolling the standard D20?
Yes.
Okay, good.
All right, so your intimidate check succeeds, and the goblins are a little taken aback by your sudden levitation or inflation, depending on which goblin it is interpreting this. Whatever it is, they don't like it, and they're a little intimidated by you.
Yes, would Would it be too early to cause fear?
No, you can definitely attempt to cause fear.
Yes. I would like to do that and turn their bowels to a liquid slurry so that their grasp on that apple might weaken.
Okay, hang on just a sec. I'll let you know what you need to do to make that work. Hey, and just remember, if you're not actively talking, make sure you keep yourselves muted.
Especially if you're watching TV.
Okay, so you can target one creature in particular. Are you going after the one holding the apple?
Oh, yes. I wanted this town to look like that part in Willy Wonka where the kid falls in the Fudge River.
All right. Roll me a d4 to see how long this is going to last.
All right. Actually, are there... Oh, yes. Would I put the... What kind of modifier would I put on that?
Nothing. It's just there are no modifiers to this. This is just a roll to see how long the spell's going to last. Okay, so this is going to, from your knowledge, this is going to last about 5 minutes, but really no longer. So Mr. Goblin, the one holding up the apple and taking bets for it, suddenly kind of hunches back a bit, holds his arm up kind of in front of his face as if he's trying to ward something off. And he kind of looks towards you and he yells, "Get him away! Get him away!" And everybody starts looking at you, and they're not nearly as happy to see you as when you showed up in town earlier today. People start muttering. One or two people are giving you a really mean look.
I don't think they're ever quite happy to see me.
At this time, I will take a step to the right of him so that I do not seem like I'm a part of this.
Let's see.
Razor is selling out his party members already.
Well,
Oh my Peter.
what do I have at my disposal? Oh, Jesus. Gotta get this fucking PDF. Spells, dreads. Cleric, no. Let's see. Can I sense the motives of these people around me? Do they?
Yes, you can. Go ahead and give me a check here.
All right. That's a +1.
Okay, so you were getting the impression that if this little charade continues for much longer, everybody is going to they're not going to be looking at you too happily. They are probably going to end up forcibly removing you.
Then I will say to my compatriot holding me, "Throw me upon the stage."
Do you really wish this confrontation, lad?
Yes.
All right. I've been itching to kill some goblins myself, quite honestly. Strength check coming right up.
Yes, strength check, please. So we all know that no one tosses a dwarf. I guess we just found out what dwarves toss.
Apparently, dwarves toss pretty great because plus my modifier, it comes to a 23.
Nice. So you are able to.
I lift things up and I put them down.
Yeah, you are able to heave the mysterious stranger as far as you want to and more. Your strength check guarantees accuracy, and he lands. Go ahead and give me a balance or a tumble check, mysterious stranger.
Yes. What was that number?
Safe to say we aim to misbehave.
Yes.
And quite well.
As I see him flying towards the stage, I am going to start concentrating.
19.
Meditation.
19. Okay, so you land quite deftly. It's almost... it's almost, I guess, Neo-like the way you land. Where it looks like you're going to come in for that crash landing and boom, grace. And everybody is kind of duly impressed. And the goblin just is staring at you all bug-eyed. He forgot that he has a mouth. His jaw forgot how to work, and it's just kind of hanging open. And he hasn't dropped the apple, but he looks like he's about to drop the apple.
I grabbed the apple.
All right, go ahead, and I'll need like a sleight of hand or any sort of check like that. Any check that you feel might be related.
What would be like? What's like sleight of hand?
You can use like a dexterity check if that's not working.
That'll all be +0 anyway. None of it's terrible.
That was an 8. Okay, so let's see here. Let me actually make a counter roll here. And of course, everything chooses to lock up right now. All right.
Excellent.
Yes, bear with me for just a second while I get my whole dice thing here to work. Well, considering the goblin's shaken state, he's somehow able to tighten up his grasp on the apple and snatch it out of the way before your arm even moves out to grab it. And he looks at you and comes to his senses real quick and yells out, "Mine! Thieves!" And, all of the goblins pull out their little swords and daggers and everything, and now the townsfolk are starting to get really mad.
Let's see. I have on me. Equipment. Let's see. Fuck. Yes, it. Yeah, I definitely should have.
Well, the mysterious stranger is kind of contemplating his actions and probably regretting them. What is the rest of the group doing here?
Okay, I'm actually about to take out my instrument and maybe cast a spell where I put them to sleep.
Everybody.
It would work on everybody, not just the goblins?
Well, how many people are you trying to put to sleep? That's my question.
All the goblins.
All the goblins. I think you can actually do that.
Nice. Alright, let's roll that. Okay, what do I do?
Is the well open?
The well is not open. They laid a couple boards over there so they could use it as a platform.
Alright, so I'll roll the dice then?
Yes.
I rolled a 13.
13, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you are playing a lute, right, or a mandolin?
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
go ahead and describe to everybody what exact kind of tune that you are going to play to make this happen.
A lullaby.
Okay. So is it like, trust in me? Or are we going with something a little less subtle?
Let's go with Trust in Me.
Okay, so Bootsy starts playing the Jungle Book. And everybody around him, at least the people like standing right next to him immediately, how far are you away from the well?
I snuck behind the goblins while everyone was not looking.
Okay, all right. In the future, let me know when you're going to do some sneaking around so I can make sure no one notices.
Gotcha.
You're going to get a gimme on that one.
Thank you.
So, as you start playing your little Jungle Book music, the goblins start to get a little sleepy. And they start to fall asleep first. Pretty soon all of them, they just sit down, lean against something, close their eyes. But then you notice, like, the townspeople, just, surrounding the well, just closest to the well, they also start kind of nodding off. And, they start yawning, and some of them sit down and kind of lay down in the middle of the road, or a couple of them pop their head against the well, one of them, a couple of them sit back to back. Before you know it, everybody within a 10-foot radius is fallen asleep, except the members of your party.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of everybody is kind
opportunity.
Well, hang on just a sec. And everybody else in the town is suddenly getting really wide-eyed, and they're backing away very slowly. And people are starting to mutter, it's like, sorcery, black magic.
Well, given I'm Boosty Collins, it is black.
So, Fenrir, what were you about to do there?
I was going to try to sneak over to the well. However, I am going to turn around and draw my battle axe and my shield and plant myself between myself and the townspeople, about ready to go on a Puritan witch hunt, and tell them, anyone laying a hand on my companions will lose it to me.
All right.
I am going to cast Unseen Servant to steal the apple.
Okay. And I assume you're using this Unseen Servant to grab the apple?
Yes, unseen-like.
Please tell me that when he grabs the apple, you just see it floating in the air and you hear a woo!
He's going to put it in his pocket, it's going to vanish. The ring of one ring rule them all.
I like the woo better.
It was just a bit of fun. All right. So, all right. So, yep, your unseen servant materializes. You obviously can't see it because it's unseen, but you know it's there. And you're mentally directing it to grab the apple?
That is correct.
Now, you obviously know it's there. In fact, you can kind of see a faint shimmer where your unseen servant is. Nobody else sees anything. Your companions are kind of used to this sort of thing, having seen you do it once or twice before. The townsfolk, however, are not. And all they see is the apple come up out of the goblin's hand and start floating towards Razor. And now everybody is like, now they're scared and they're leaving. And before you know it, pretty much everyone is gone. And you're just standing there with a bunch of sleeping goblins.
I say we all make like a booty call and get out.
Hey, you guys want to open the well and just toss the goblins in the well and then cover it up again?
My thoughts exactly.
Yes.
Why don't we just kill the goblins?
Sounds like a good plan.
But we robbed
Why not just kill the goblins?
them. That will kill them. They'll drown.
This is more fun.
No mess.
I do not delight in slow, painful torture. I say give them a quick, clean death, even though they are impure and vile creatures. We ought
Okay,
to give them a quick death.
Okay, throw them in the well. It is.
Can we kill him quick and then throw him in the well?
Yes.
Wait.
No,
Wait,
we
we
don't want to contaminate these people's water.
Or,
We don't want to do that.
or do we? I could turn this town's drinking water into unholy water.
That's enough.
All right, let's do this.
That's enough out of you, holy man. I expect better from you.
The body's going in the well. Okay, we got this. You guys can do whatever you want beforehand. I'm going to leave that.
Fenrir is very unhappy about this.
Though perhaps we should take one of the goblins with us and ask him where he found this apple.
You could
What's
do that. As long as you don't do bocce bozzy boys with them.
No,
That's a
I will
very-
s-
That's a very good idea. Does anybody have any rope in their traveling kit?
I
unnecessary.
didn't bring any rope, Rambo.
No rope needed. I will cut his Achilles tendon.
Okay, that's a little much, but we could do that.
And I use my dagger.
I have a web. Maybe we can fashion that into a rope.
What is a web? Are you spiders? Charlotte, is that your
I
name?
have.
Well, from having cast web before, you know that it's not really.
Conducive.
Yeah, it doesn't really quite work that well.
I cut the
He's like
goblin's Achilles tendon.
That's fine.
We have a funky Peter Parker here.
Alright, let's do this quick before the townspeople come back.
I use my dagger on the back of the goblin's legs.
Okay, so we've hamstrung or Achilles these here goblins. Are we tossing them down the well?
All
Yeah,
but
well-
one.
All
Toss
but
them down the well. All but one. Actually, the one we don't toss, can we just cut off all his limbs and just drag his body with us?
But then,
And
you have to
run?
worry, then you have to worry about the bleeding out. We need
Yes.
the lip.
We can cauterize
We need
those
to
limbs.
cauterize-
With some hot funk.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It
hey
is-
wizard, can you? Hey wizard, can you cast fire on the bloody stumps?
I could do acid.
Good
I would like
enough
to
for
bear
me.
in mind, just point out here, that you guys are acting dramatically out of alignment. So unless everybody is really prepared to suddenly become chaotic evil, we might want to rethink this plan. And this is going to be one of your few role-playing mulligans here.
Okay.
All I have to say is shit happens when you party with a half elf.
Alright, I say we, as a true neutral, I just say so we make sure these guys don't come after us, we slit their throats, and that's just about it. And get the fuck out.
As a lawful neutral, I mean, I don't want to break any laws or anything, but being neutral and all, I don't care. Do what you want.
As an extraplanar being, I know not what I do.
Lord have mercy, this is the first session and already my sandbox is running away with me.
As
We do
as-
need information so I can justify killing the other ones and taking them.
see, as a lawful good paladin, I think that these goblins are getting off easy because they're not sending us their best people. We should build a great wall and make the goblins pay for it.
We don't have
So
time for
I'm
that.
quite honest.
Oh, we don't have time for that. Let's just kill them.
Exactly.
Slight
Alright.
slip
I
their
think
throats.
I think that we should do we should bring down a holy genocide upon these goblins, these unpure creatures.
The well
Sure.
just got 10 feet deeper.
Yeah.
Pretty sure genocide doesn't fall in the realm of lawful good.
It depends on your point of view, sir.
Genocides have occurred all throughout history. Let me show you.
Remember, he's a paladin, right? He can smite as much evil as he wants, even if it means smiting it at the bottom of a well,
That is true.
and still stay true to his alignment.
Okay. Anyone else?
I say we we take one with us. We can get more information, and then we can set him free or kill him. It all depends on how his state after we're done torturing him.
I say that
just-
we cut their heads off, nail them to a local building, and then light their corpses on fire as a message.
I just want to point out that our one viewer is questioning your guys' alignment already.
I'm still voting for. Okay, how about this? How about we just have a vote on this? Well, let's see what are the options. I say slit throats. Anyone else? What other suggestions?
I say democracy is for the weak. This is a dictatorship.
I think we need to do what we need to do so that we can exploit and take this magic away from non-people.
I abstain.
Stay, hippie bastard.
We're gonna have to come to a conclusion sometime.
They're gonna wake up soon, so we gotta just split.
Slit throat. It's fast, and it's not all that complicated.
All right, we'll follow the paladin's lead. Go ahead. Come on.
All right, paladin slit throats.
Kill what?
Paladin, we're following your lead. You pick. Go.
Your job is to cut their heads off, slit their throats, something. Just kill them.
All right, so I take out my axe and systematically I decapitate all of the goblins except one, and I pile their corpses into a neat pile while I stack their heads into a nice, neat pyramid.
I do have to disagree with the whole showmanship. I do believe we should get rid of the bodies.
Let's burn them.
I didn't.
It's environmentally friendly. Is that neutral enough for everyone?
Hey, man. Hey, brother.
Works for me.
Okay. Cool. So let's get to chopping.
I'm gonna get away from the whole chopping of the head. I'm gonna stay back a little bit and examine the apple. Figure out if I can figure out its
I remove all of their eyes.
All right, so we'll just move this along. We've left one alive, correct?
Right?
Whoever's watching TV.
All right. One's left alive, and the others have been. Their throats have been slit, and you set them on fire. Now, what is your next move?
We're gonna get out of Dodge, man.
Are we going to take the guy we left alive with us, or are we going to get some info from him first?
We're taking him with
We're gonna
us,
take. Yeah.
and then we ask him.
Let's go to camp and interrogate this one guy.
What? Wait, how about, that's a good idea. I think I could get some information out of him by, playing music and seeing what happens, getting him to talk.
I prefer persuading people with pain.
Or fear. Fear is an equally valid emotion.
All right, let's just roll.
Just want to ask real quick, where are you right now?
I
Are
think
you
we're
in
still
town? Are you trying to leave town?
We're going out to the wood line.
Yeah, we are trying to
So,
get out of Dodge.
are you talking like this wood line right here? Or what about this wood line? Maybe this wood line. Dude, you're in the middle of a plain. What wood line?
That one.
Wait, let's say you're hiding out in this little stand of trees then.
By the ravine, so we have a natural defense by the ravine.
The ravine is a very long ways away, which cannot be seen from town. This map is not to scale. So go back there in your corner. Go on. Not you two.
This is like a bunch of like child murderers.
Let's get out of here.
dragging one survivor out to the tree line.
So what kind of information are you trying to get out of this guy?
The source of where these apples come from, if they make magic apples magical, or if it's naturally magic. If no, what they pick these apples.
Alright, cool. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take out the loot, and I'm just going to seduce him with it. And when I make him gay, he's going to give me all his information.
Oh.
And I'm going to sharpen my axe, ready to cut both of your manhoods off for being faggots.
Watch the ratings. Watch the ratings. I don't want to get hate mail. I know you're in character, but I don't want to get hate mail.
Awesome. So let's roll and seduce. Okay, I got a 12.
And what's your charisma score?
Let's see. Charisma is 13.
If you were Goblin Miss America, he still wouldn't be buying.
13 plus 1?
Yep.
Okay.
Maybe
So-
he might ask you out when he was drunk.
Ooh.
Let's get this guy some booze. Okay, now let's just use pain for now. Then roll whatever.
Actually, I'll try diplomacy and try to say there's a miscommunication, and we'd like to know where their home is so that we can make our peace with the Goblin Nation.
All right, give me whatever check you think will be best for that.
And if this fails, I would like to scare him.
Oh, that's number 5.
Okay, so tell me exactly what you're going to say to him. And I'll let you know whether or not he's persuaded.
They had some bad mushrooms, and I realized that we've made a mistake. And we want to make peace with the Goblin Nation, knowing that we horribly transgressed upon these people. And we would like to see where you guys are at so we can go and try to make a accord with your chieftain and put this all behind us.
Well, the goblin, in response, says, and maybe you should take the gag off first.
And I will do that, actually.
So the goblin spits a bit and says, "Why should I trust you? You stole the apple and murdered my friends."
Like I previously said, my friends did have some bad mushrooms, and they were not of right of mind. And you probably experienced people who had some bad mushrooms in their day. It's a pretty hairy, and I am sincere about how I feel bad about what has happened.
At this point, the goblin looks confused and says, "Mushrooms don't have hair."
I approach
That's
the
like a
goblin.
serious situation. I mean, it was awry. Like, bad things happen when you have bad mushrooms.
Hey, I'm going to start sharpening my axe. I'm also going to roll an intimidate check. Real quick.
All right, go ahead and do that intimidate check. See how intimidated he is by the sharpened axe.
Oh, I'm also going to throw out some dialogue.
All right, well, let me know what you're going to say and give me that intimidate check.
So, as I'm sharpening my axe, I look at him and I say, I have a collection of various goblin body parts and appendages. I'm sure even though you have a substandard brain for your race, you can understand the implications of my threat. Now, I'm looking forward to adding some of your appendages to my collection, unless you are abiding and helpful towards me.
The goblin looks a little confused. There were a lot of big words in there. But he understands the sharpening axe quite a bit. He also understands his friends being murdered without provocation. And
if I can...
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, if I might just say something. To intimidate him, I'll say, look, I put everyone you know to sleep, and we murdered basically everyone except you. And considering how much I feel for you, and knowing that I can't have you, I can put you to sleep and do some pretty horrible things as well. Are you sure you want to hold out?
And the goblin definitely understands this. And
This is starting to sound like my prom night.
squirms a bit. And we're going to ignore that. He squirms a bit and then says, "What do you want to know?"
Why you sound like the great Gonzo.
No, we want information on the apples, Bill.
You guys making magic, or is it natural magic?
So he's not very clear because he's not a storyteller, right? So basically he tells you that in the sunken castle at the bottom of the big hole, there's a magic tree where they get the apples from. And Boss makes them sell the apples for Jink so that they can buy steel and be strong.
Ooh. So what does your boss have plans for after you guys become strong?
He says, be strong. As if, why would you even ask?
They can get lots of food.
Is there multiple tribes, or is there another threat that you're planning for?
And he kind of laughs at this and says, what is it? He says, yes, fight kobolds, be strong.
These owls.
I don't.
Is that your tribe?
I don't like the guy.
No, kobolds, genius. Kobolds.
Oh. Yeah, feast kobolds. Totally different.
I do not like the goblin's tone, so I hit him in the nose with the butt of my axe.
He screeches and squirms around. He would hold his hands to his face if he could, but you still have them tied.
Where is your boss located?
In the castle! In the castle!
I hold him by the scruff of his neck, and I say, the castle isn't very descriptive, laddie.
It's at the bottom of the hole!
What hole, pray tell you? What hole?
Is it a cave?
He told you the big hole. Little one, could you bring us to the hole?
He says, yes, no hurt me anymore. He said, it down old road. And he kind of points down this direction.
Ask him if they have sentries posted along the old road.
Ask him yourself. He speaks common.
Okay.
I will ask
Are
him.
there sentries along the old road?
He says there were until you killed them all.
Good to know. Where are the kobolds located?
He goes on and on and on about it was our castle. It was all ours. Kobolds had no right.
So the kobolds are somewhere near the castle. Okay.
I say we put him in a baby Bjorn and have him lead us there.
I say we do that.
I'm going to use my knowledge of history to basically use an informed hypothesis that the ravine may be the hole and that a castle may have fallen in it when the earth shaped.
What?
You were kind of breaking up there. Say that one more time.
So I'm going to use my knowledge of the history of the area to surmise that the ravine is the hole and that there may be a castle at the bottom of the ravine.
Okay. I would say that's actually a pretty fair assumption.
Could we take him in a baby Bjorn anyway?
Oh, you can definitely drag him along with you.
Yes.
So we may have to do some spelunking. So we may have to make sure we have the tools necessary to actually get to the bottom of the ravine, if there is not already a path. You guys any familiar with
Just clarifying, being a paladin, do I have a mount?
You have no mount at this point.
Well, poop. Whenever I get a mount, can it be a warthog?
Hey, Goodland, how many
Okay,
days
Billy Boy.
to the castle?
That's
It's
very
gonna be
cute.
the warthog.
Hear me, Goblin?
How about this? Since I am probably the strongest character in this party, how about I just drag him by his ankles?
Well,
That'd be exhausting. It may be a long trek.
Well, here's an idea. I have a whip. How about two of you guys stand side by side so he doesn't escape, and I'll whip him so he moves forward.
Well, we already kind of know the general direction, and
also,
we really don't need it.
also he can't use his legs.
Maybe we should just give him a merciful death.
No, I say we keep him as a pet.
Would you like to join our group there, Goblin?
Do I have a choice?
Not really, but it'd be better and easier for life for you if you came with it.
Your other choice is merciful death.
You can choose death, or you can achieve true knowledge. And I put my hand to his forehead and use my knowledge of the planes and tell him of all these things which will wreck his world.
And he kind of says, he gets a little pale, or at least as pale as a goblin could, and says, "No meat Grumish in an afterlife."
He's about to be a chaotic neutral goblin real quick.
Well, not exactly. Are you familiar with the concept of samsara?
This was a...
You are our pet now. Get in the baby Bjorn. And I attach this. I use various spare cloths to fasten kind of a Yoda sack to my back.
There's still time for the merciful death, Goblin. You can still choose it. I got my daggers. Quick slide at the throat.
I shake my head at this supposed holy man in much disapproval.
I'm also disapproved. This is why I'm kind of offering the easy way out here.
Which one is the holy man?
You know, for once, you cleric, for the once I actually agree
What?
with this half-elf scum.
Oh, very
All right,
well.
so-
And so I once again press my hand to his head and really give him an insight into the universe, so much so that it will cause a heart attack.
Okay, what exactly are you using to do that?
Can I use my knowledge of the planes?
Well,
I guess
that's
I could,
just...
I could tell him these things that would destroy his life.
Let's see here. Give me...
Like, what's the most upsetting thing I could ever tell him?
Oh, there's lots of
as-
things you could tell him.
Yeah.
Wait, aren't you like a negative cleric where you take energy from people?
Yes, I could be thought of as
Okay.
that.
Can you just roll that, but attribute it to just psychological damage?
Unfortunately not. It doesn't really work that way.
Well, are you sure we can't have a pet? Please, please. I promise I'll take care of him.
I'm going to use my diplomacy to convince him to be my best friend and loyal servant.
Yes.
This creature might be of some use yet. I prefer not to kill him until we have taken the castle.
He is a good boy.
I shall cut off his manhood and feed it to the goats. Then he will no longer be a boy or good.
All right, so... Anywho, right,
Yeah, I want to make him my squire.
we'll assume that you have tied him up, left his legs free, and are, you've got a little, what rope you were using to hold his legs, you are attached to him, and he's marching along with you, showing you the way to the ravine, while Bootsy cracks the whip behind him in a slightly sadist pleasure.
I'm getting no pleasure out of this, just saying. It goes against my whole true neutral thing. It's just Bootsy doing his job. Although Bootsy's ancestors would be severely displeased.
This takes place in America? What year?
Only in America.
Only in America. Every
Does this
planet.
take place in... Is this in the post-apocalyptic future?
Well, all I can say is every place is owned by America, so it doesn't really matter. Thank you, Bandit Keith. America.
I remember when when President Trump made Greyhawk the 51st state. It is foretold. But yes, we take our little baton death march to the ravine.
All right. So, let's get some marching music here. And, all right, do we have a marching order?
You mean like until your feet bleed?
I believe I'm behind. Fenrir is in front, and everyone is making sure the goblin isn't going anywhere in the middle.
So, all right, let's take a 5-minute break here. I have to attend to some quick household stuff. Let's pop back in here. It's 10:10 by my time. Let's pick back up around 10:15. Okay.
Cool.
This episode of the Geekcast is brought to you by Google Plus Hangouts and Roll20.net. All game rules are used under the Open Gaming License. Legal this, legal that.
Also,
And we get a
if you're
Squarespace
looking
or
for
Audible.
an interesting movie to check out, please Netflix the film Deathgasm. Heavy metal meets Evil Dead. Perfect 1980s style horror romp.
This is turning out to be a good adventure.
Yes, all these neutral/good characters murder a bunch of people or behead a bunch of innocent salesmen in
To be
order
fair,
yeah.
To be fair, we have a shit ton of
wait,
neutral characters.
they're salesmen? I thought they were evil. Like, that's why I was so cool with killing them. No, I would not have put that plan into action.
See, I don't like humans having magic.
Check
Well,
your
this-
privileged playable races.
Yeah, this is the problem of alignments in general. Like, is a goblin infant evil?
Good point.
They're just naturally can't assume they're evil.
Well, I mean, I guess if goblins are naturally tilted towards the evil, it's cool that we killed them because chances are they have already done something that was evil to begin with. So we're not assuming anything too bad. I mean, I think it's all copacetic.
Why in God's name did I let a philosophy major into my group?
Are they cursed with the original sin of goblinhood?
Yes.
Are they beyond Christ's love?
God might forgive them, but it doesn't mean we have to.
Oh,
Stabby
Oh.
step.
well, even this being so, the way we handle ourselves does seem to err on the sadistic side. Seeing how we beheaded a bunch of them and crippled them and dragged the survivor off to the woods into a makeshift camp and tortured him and are now marching this slave column towards a ravine.
To be fair, I mean, it wasn't that bad. What, we hit him on the nose and threatened to rape him? I mean, that's not... When I'm saying this out loud, we sound like horrible people.
Yeah, this is like, I spit on your grave type stuff. The goblin is probably the protagonist of another adventure, and he's going to come back and kill us.
Well, I think it's pretty good that we kill all those other goblins, because I'm pretty sure they would have scouted after us, or came back and warned everyone ahead of time.
It kind of worked out because those were all the scouts. I doubt that he was telling us the truth, but I'm eventually going to get him to come around.
Yes.
Well, I mean, he's already put in a spot where he knows he's not going to benefit anything. I think it's in his best interest to just go along with what's happening. And he seems to value life. I mean, he didn't want me to slit his throat when I offered him, even after Mysterious gave him, all those nice possibilities.
Yes, he's a big fan of George Michael's T-shirt.
I
Choose
just-
life.
Want to interject here that the elevator music is a great setting for this discussion.
What elevator music?
Aha.
Oh, I'm playing music through the Roll20 app. I don't know if you can hear it or not.
Oh, I can. But good call.
I feel like
Check out the Bootsy. Check out the side chat. the in-app or the in-Hangout side chat. I posted a link up there. It should be app.roll20.net, join, and then numbers and characters. Click that. Go ahead and create a Roll20 account real quick, and we'll be able to get you an avatar in the game so that you can actually move your token around.
I feel like every time that the mysterious stranger has dialogue, Type O negative should be playing in the background.
Can you give me the link
girls.
again? I don't seem to have it on the group chat. Or did you say you posted it somewhere else?
Hang on, I'm going to send it to you directly.
Facebook?
Fenrir.
Or, okay.
Fenrir, there's a tattoo above my ass that reads "Exit only."
I feel like every
That's from
time
the Type O.
every time the mysterious stranger talks, all I hear is just "Loving you is like loving the dead." Or better yet, I just hear the chorus, "See, I don't want to be me."
Do we have any more ads?
Okay, so we're going to pick back up now. I'm going to screen share something real quick so that the audience can see this as well. All right, so you've been walking, and eventually you come upon a ravine. And it's looking, the entrance to the ravine is looking like this. You're going to see if you can see my mouse, you're going to see, the stone pathway. You've been following what basically the track that looks like an old road. You've been following it for the better part of the day until you finally get to this pit. And there's definitely some kind of structure there. I'm going to go ahead and describe this to you in just a sec here. Let me find that place. Okay, so Sandy Ledge overlooks a subterranean gulf of darkness to the west. The ledge is wide but rough. Oh wait, nope, wrong one. Okay, so the old road passes to the east of a narrow ravine. At the road's closest approach to the cleft, several broken pillars jut from the earth where the ravine widens and opens into something more akin to a deep but narrow canyon. Two of the pillars stand straight, but most of them lean against the sloped earth. Others are broken, and several have apparently fallen into the darkness-shrouded depths. A few similar pillars are visible on the opposite side of the ravine. It runs for several miles in either direction, and it looks to be about 30 feet deep and 30 feet across. When it gets closest to the old road, though, where all those pillars are, it's about 40 feet. And it goes a lot deeper, so much so that you really can't see the bottom. At this point, the goblin starts jumping up and down and is saying, "Home, home, this is it. This is the castle in the pole."
How is he jumping with his Achilles tendons cut?
How was he walking when you cut his Achilles tendon? I thought you left that guy's legs intact.
You're the DM. You should no. Seamus, the mysterious stranger definitely sliced those tendons up.
You tell me, omniscient voice. Did I cut them or did I not?
Well,
Oh my-
for expedience
this is-
sake, we're going to say that you did, and that you guys had to drag him all the way. Now,
Well, that's why we got the baby Bjorn.
here's something to think about. All right, it's near the end of the day. You guys have definitely been casting some magic. You probably don't have a lot of spell slots left. It might be worthwhile to set up watch for the night before you start taking penalties for fatigue.
Very well. I shall take first watch.
I'll take second. Because the third is the worst shift.
I will take the last one, so I'll be waking up early.
You would. No, you're taking the third shift.
I will goof off and eat candy.
The hell I will. Last shift is mine.
We'll put the crazy cleric on there. He's the least trustworthy.
Exactly.
So I'm an early riser anyway, so we'll all take the last shift together.
All right, sounds good. I am also an early riser.
We're going to cycle through our watch, and everybody make sure that everybody's taking care to study their spells and tune their instruments and all of this, and make sure that they're refreshed and they say their prayers for the night or meditate for the night if they don't pray. Here's looking at you, mysterious stranger. I tell you what, how long are your shifts? How long have you guys divided up your shifts for?
4 hours.
How many hours apiece are your shifts?
4 or 30?
I would imagine. Wait, so all of us. Hold on. All of us except for Mysterious Stranger are on watch, right? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4.
And the monk, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's the monk, Bootsy, myself, and the wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's probably about 2 hours apiece.
We'll make them 3 with an hour overlap.
Okay. Bootsy.
Mhm.
I have added your token to the map that the rest of the party cannot, or the rest of the viewers cannot see. So go ahead and you can move them around. You can do whatever you want. Go ahead and hit the gear button and manipulate him. How fill in the stats that you want. Make your name there. All that good stuff. All right.
Cool.
So we are here then. Stand and watch. For your watches, I want you to give me a spot and listen check a piece for each hour you're standing watch, in order.
So I'm taking second shift. Yeah,
So
Aether is up first.
Yep. So if you're doing 2 hours, I'm going to need 4 checks in all, 2 listens and 2 spots.
So where do we do this on? Like on the token?
No. In the you're looking at the Roll20 app, right?
Right.
Yeah. In the you're going to go to the right side of that. There's going to be boxes, and in the chat.
Hey Sam, what's your
It'll look like this.
Modifiers, so I can roll for you, or can you do it?
I'm sorry. What did you ask me?
All right. So,
let's see.
Sam, Fenril, in the side chat, give Razor your modifiers for listen and spot, so that you can go ahead and make the checks for you while I explain here. Take a second here and explain to Bootsy how exactly the rolling mechanic works, right?
Oh, right. There seems to be something on the left-hand side with the dice.
Right.
And
well, with the dice, you don't actually want to use that. Well, yeah, you can use that too. Yeah. Wow, that's new. I haven't seen that.
no,
But
but
that's awesome.
So I roll it.
There you go. And in that, you should be able to go down to advanced roll.
Oh,
And
I see. I rolled it twice. Just the first one.
What's that?
I think I rolled it twice by accident.
Yep, there we
That's
go.
fine.
Bootsy.
Mhm.
Okay, so who's on watch first?
Matthew, or whatever his name is.
Need somebody to go first.
Boots, you can go first since you already rolled.
Yeah, fine, I'll go first. Alright, and I rolled a 17.
Okay.
I think that's what it says right under me.
All right, and you're going to need 3 more checks. One for a spot, and then another spot and another listen.
Oh, well, the next one says 14, the next one says 15, and the next one says 2.
2, and that is, was that your spot or your listen check?
That was the last one, so it would be the last one you listed. I think that's the listen.
Okay, so let me do this. So, okay. Whatever you do see, and it kind of startles you for a minute, but you do see a wolf walk right by the edge of the campfire. And it just stops, looks at you, and walks away into the darkness. And you get this feeling that you probably might have died if you hadn't seen that wolf. But then, you know, a moment passes, your shift is over, and you go ahead and wake up the next guy.
Alright, who the hell is next?
I believe
Razor's next.
I believe.
What's going on, Fenter?
Hey, yeah, I just wanted to let Razor know that I sent him.
Yes, I got it.
Those 2 stats. Okay, cool. All right, cool. So, are you next in watch?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
so for your first spot check, rolling a natural 20. Was that? Yep. Razor achieves momentary visual omniscience. He can see sounds, man.
Fire out.
He's like freaking Matt Murdock.
Everything else, the rest of your shift passes uneventful aside from that one moment of clarity.
He can taste colors, and it tastes like Cherry Garcia.
But your shift passes without incident. So, wake up the next guy.
And that is Fairfinugan.
I believe Fenrir is third watch.
All right, let's do this.
Okay, so that 13 and that 16, those were for his first watch, right?
No, those are both his spot checks. Or, yeah. So,
Okay.
the next one's going to be his listening.
So he rolled a 13 for his first spot and a 16 for his second spot. A 9 for his first listen. And a 6 for his next listen. Well, whatever you didn't hear, you were able to see. However, in the dead of night, there was nothing to hear or see. So you pass the night muttering prayers to whatever dwarf god you serve. And the watch passes, and you move on to the next guy. So who's next?
Would it be Alistair?
I suppose I'll go, yes.
All right, Alistair. So go ahead and give me your first spot check and your first listen check for the first hour of your watch.
That is to say, you'll go to your character sheet, look at the spot and listen skills, roll a d20, and add the modifier.
Just which modifier do I use?
For spot, they're both going to be based on your wisdom modifier. So if like your wisdom is a plus 17 or is a 17, then you're going to have a plus 3 modifier. If it's a 15, it's going to be plus 2, so on and so forth.
Okay. Thanks. So 15? Rolled a 15?
All right, so 15, pretty good. Nothing escapes your notice. Go ahead and give me another one for listen. And a 21 for your listen. Well, whatever you don't see, you definitely hear. Not much to see or hear just before sunrise, though.
Another one?
Yep. 2 more of the same. All right, rolling a 15 for your spot, which is pretty good. And a critical failure for your listen.
No!
But it's compensated for by your acceptable spot check. And this time, while looking in the opposite direction, you think it might a wolf walks by you, and it walks by so close it actually brushes up against you. And as it gets to the edge of the firelight, it turns, looks at you, locks eyes with you, and then continues on its way.
So in the critical failure listen check, like basically he was fooling around with a pen and kind of leaned on it too much.
He just jammed it in his ear. He nodded off, and his pen went into his ear.
A golf pencil.
Okay, so morning comes then, unless Bootsy was taking a watch. We've done 2, 4, 6. Yeah, we've rested about 8 hours. So sunrise, everybody's spells are refreshed. Strength is good. Hit points are back to normal. I don't think anybody's lost any hit points. And we're ready to make the descent down into the ravine. So, you guys, where were you camping in relation to the ravine? Let's establish that real quick.
I feel like to get the full beauty of the sunset, we're camping right above the ravine.
Okay.
Like, right at the edge.
Okay. So, what you've noticed then is there is a knotted rope tied to one of the pillars. I don't know if you noticed it in the picture that I showed you, but I will go ahead and share that again real quick. All right, so you can see that knot, right? Okay, so you should be able to climb down it pretty easily. I mean, anybody, even without a spot check and a dexterity that isn't negative, should be able to climb this rope. So, I don't know if you guys want to go down there or not, but right now it is up to you.
I do not trust that rope. I don't know who put that there, but I will caution against it.
What's to be gained from going down there? Like, are we going to the castle? Is it down there?
Yeah, everything that your goblin prisoner has said is leads you to believe that the castle is down there, and that Master and the rest of the goblins are down there, along with what it appears to be a bunch of kobolds.
Well, I say we go down there. Is there any reason not to?
The pursuit of knowledge is always worth undertaking.
Alright, I'm just gonna I'm just going to go and climb the rope, and I'll roll my dice to do so.
Okay.
Let's see. And the dice roll is 12.
Dice roll is 12. All right, so you were able to climb down pretty successfully. It goes about 50 feet down, right? And you get down to this ledge. The ledge is about, it's about 50 feet down from there, and you notice, I'll describe the area to you because I've got some descriptive text. Sandy ledge overlooks a subterranean gulf of darkness to the west. The ledge is wide but rough. Sand, rocky debris, and the bones of small animals cover it. A roughly hewn stairwell zigs and zags down the side of the ledge, descending into the darkness.
Is there more rope to keep climbing down?
No, there are the stairs that I just told you about.
Okay. Well, I go on the ledge, do not go on the stairs, and I signal for my group to follow me. And I tell them there is nothing overtly dangerous in the area.
Hey, yo,
So you
Paladin,
guys-
I think you should take the lead on this one, homie.
Are you guys going to follow him on down?
Yes. I'm going to go after
Very,
him.
very reluctantly.
If his fat ass can go down, I can go down.
Yeah. And I will strap the goblin to
I
myself
think-
so that if I fall, I will have a cushion to land on.
I think that us dwarves like to be underground, not repelling from heights.
Maybe it's this Abbey Ale talking that I just brewed, but yeah, I'm gonna go down.
All right. Well, you're all able to descend the rope with little or no difficulty. The place that you've landed, like I say, is just what I described to Bootsy. And not a whole lot to see. As far as that, it just, it goes down, down, down a little bit more. You can't really see past where it goes.
I'm going to cast light on the Paladin's shield so that he can be our lantern.
I'd advise against that, considering that the goblins themselves might use it use it to spot us.
They can see in the dark, so it'd be...
Who has dark vision?
No, I think I do. Wait, I believe I do.
Yeah, but the rest of us don't. And you're pretty weak.
Low light vision.
Okay, so yeah, you can see perfectly right now. I believe the paladin actually does have dark vision because he's a dwarf and he lives underground, mostly.
Now I'm going to cast light on my trident then. So I can see.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I do have dark vision. I can see at least 60 feet in pitch black darkness.
All right, cool. So, how are you walking in relation to Razor?
As a lawful good paladin, I will take point, especially with my advantage into darkness.
Okay. So, you're going to be heading down some switchback stairs, okay? They're about 5 feet wide. They're not really well made, but you don't think you're going to slip and fall unless you decide to charge headlong down them.
I'll cover the back. That way no one can
Raj.
sneak up from behind.
Good idea. And wizard, are you casting any sort of light spell?
What's the question?
Wizard?
Yeah, what about Wizard? Who is I?
Are you casting any sort of spell to illuminate the midsection for our companions?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Are you casting any sort of spell to illuminate the midsection?
Yes, I cast light on my trident so I can see.
Perfect. All right.
Okay. As you get down there, I'm going to call your attention to this image right here. Can everybody... Well, here, hang on. There we go. This is what you see once you get to the bottom. And I'm going to screen share this for our audience, if you'll give me a second.
Didn't our audience just go to sleep?
It will be DVR'd and played back.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Recorded.
When the Earth is laid to waste, aliens will discover this recording.
They're going to really wonder what we did with our time.
Is it possible to blow that castle up? Any thoughts?
All right, so this is what our heroes see once they venture to the bottom of these stairs. The castle is a little slightly more decrepit than the castle that we're seeing in this illustration. It's the closest approximation I could find. In fact, the castle is actually in very, very bad shape right now. It actually kind of looks like it... You don't know why, because it seems kind of wrong, but it looks like it was actually dropped from a great height and then fell, and some of the towers have crumbled, the walls are down in pieces, and it just doesn't look like it's all in that great shape.
Does anyone in our party know how to shapeshift?
Oh, that's kind of what I'm geared towards.
I'm thinking if we take this scout's uniform, place it on you once you transform, you can actually give us some intel about what's going on in the castle.
Well, seeing as we're all rookies, I could disguise myself and act. I simply don't feel like transmutating at the moment. I could if I wanted to, but I just don't want to.
Admin note, can I change my familiar every day? Or is it just the one?
No, your familiar becomes attached to you during your training, and it does not change. In fact, there are penalties for losing your familiar.
All right.
You forgot to feed your familiar when you went on vacation?
I'm going to summon my familiar and put him in my pocket.
Okay, what kind of familiar do you have again? A toad?
The toad, yes.
The toad.
Spider monkey. Pepe.
Todius Maximus.
I was kind of hoping for Pepe. Can we just call him Dat Boy?
Yes.
Thy name is Wednesday. a horrifying shriek.
Okay, so make it a bucket frog, please.
He's a bucket frog.
So anywho, yep, Dat Boy suddenly comes hopping through an extra dimensional portal and leaps gleefully into your pocket. Finds a cricket that you've conjured in there. And yeah, so we're sitting here at the edge of this courtyard, and in this castle that has fallen down into this big pit. What do we do?
I say we ask our friend what's in there.
Well, let me describe something to you first, okay? The narrow steps empty into a small courtyard. Apparently the top of once was a crenellated battlement. The buried citadel has sunk so far into the earth that the battlement is now level with the surrounding cavern floor. The floor stretches away to the north and south, and it is apparently composed of a layer of treacherous crumbled masonry, which reaches to an unknown depth. To the west looms the surviving structure of what must have been the castle. A tower stands on the west side of the courtyard.
I say we try to get to the tower. However, how we get to the tower is kind of ambiguous.
Maybe we could just try charging the tower, take it over, and use it as a stronghold until we wither away their defenses.
Well, let's do this. All right, we have been running now for almost 2 hours. And the next section is probably going to involve some combat. So why don't we take a break here, and we will pick this up next week about the same time. How's that working?
Fair enough.
Good to me.
No objections.
Okay. Before we terminate the session, as a dungeon master, I like to award experience points for innovative solutions to problems. So I like to be surprised. I like it when you guys embrace the sandbox nature of Dungeons and Dragons. And in this case, you have. Your solution to the apple was kind of novel, as only this group could be. So I'm giving everybody 50 experience points apiece for their role in this rather unique solution.
The novel solution of rushing the stage?
Well, not so much the way you rush the stage, but the way you the way you were talking through your checks. You definitely used intimidate. You took into account the difficulties of how it would work, things like that, and you managed to use the skills and your abilities the way you'd rolled your character in a method that got results. And that's one thing that I look for as a dungeon master, especially with first level characters, is using your characters to their fullest. I think that went pretty well. So you get yourself some extra experience points. Unless you want to argue the point, then we can always just stay at level 1 with nothing.
Forever.
Awesome. So did we all get 50 points, or was it just the person who rushed the stage?
50 points per person.
Oh, I see. So we just have to say that our stats and stuff to you.
You're coming through a little garbled.
Oh, I was just saying, so we update where we want to increase our stats, and then send those updates to you.
Yeah, all your stat increases will come once you get enough XP for second level, which is well past the 1,000 XP point. But once you schwack a couple goblins, that shouldn't be a problem.
Alright, sounds good.
So I'm going to go ahead and take this off the air. We want to thank everybody for our one viewer who was out there watching. And for anybody who will be watching this once it's uploaded to YouTube, we appreciate that. We will try to make this a weekly thing. Thank you for putting up with us. And thanks again to all of our participants here, Alistair, Bootsy, Fenril, the Mysterious Stranger, and Razor. Great job tonight, guys. And we will see everybody next week. Same time, same place.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we
My name is
promise
Abaddon,
to We promise to